pastoral and agro-pastoral areas, which are more or less the same as the areas which are predicted to be receiving near normal rains, and the pastoral areas, purely pastoral areas, which were predicted to be receiving slightly below normal rainfall. So we looked at the drought, and in education we don't quote very big percentages because it will be amounting to disaster. For example, if you say 40% of the students drop out from school, then it is a disaster that has never been witnessed in this country. So we normally handle small percentages. Under drought, our key assumption and risk factor is that the school dropout rate is likely to rise to 2.5% in pastoral zones and 1.5% in agro-pastoral zones. The agro-pastoral zones we are talking about are the areas which I said are predicted to be receiving near normal rainfall. Specific actions are conduct enrollment and retention campaigns, distribution of sanitary towels for girls and the dignity kits for the boys, enhance child protection measures against retrogressive cultural practices, I've said enhance child protection measures against retrogressive cultural practices. Areas, the pastoral areas we mentioned are to be North Hall, Dukanda, Tigo, Illenet, Loyangalani, Kargi, Laisamis, Bandarero, Ambaro, and Gola areas. Agropastoral areas, Moyale, Solodo, Marsabit, Karane, Sagante, and Lesa areas. The number of learners affected are 2,712 children in pastoral areas and 1,628 in agro-pastoral areas. And those figures, 2,712, are actually 2.5% of the enrollment in those areas. And then 1,628 is 1.5% of learners in those areas. Messages, we should be passing the messages of this kind to the public, that no child should drop out of school because of drought, and we should be putting appropriate measures in place to ensure that no child drops out because of drought. Then school community awareness and school monitoring. The quality assurance and the standards department in the Ministry of Education should be conducting regular monitoring and evaluation to ensure that school children are retained in the schools. Relevant departments, Department of Water, County Department of Education, State Department of Basic Education and Early Learning, national government administrative officers, that is the Ministry of Interior, then the County Department of Administration, the sub-county, the ward administrators. Mode of communication is the county steering group, local radio stations, IEC materials, and electronic mails and WhatsApp. So that is as far as water is concerned, drought is concerned. Move on. Our second hazard is flash floods.
The second assumption.
The second assumption is all about the drought, is access to water in water-stressed schools. Access to water in water-stressed school reduces by 35% in pastoral areas and 20% in agro-pastoral areas, resulting in poor wash practices. The Department of Water just mentioned that the water services have dried up, and the remaining alternative source of water is the boreholes. So the schools use storage facilities for water. We do not have connection to the piping systems, very few, one or two. We do not have even during the best scenarios mentioned, we are not able to harvest 100% rainwater from the roofs because we do not have adequate storage facilities. So access to water-stressed schools by 35% in pastoral areas and 20% in agro-pastoral areas. Activities to be undertaken are water trucking to schools and distribution of water treatment chemicals. You know, when water surfaces dry up, possibilities of contamination are very high, and therefore there is need for schools to do water treatment of the little water that they have. So under pastoral areas, we have Nodor, Dukana, Tigo, Ileret, Galari, Kargi, Lesanes, Badarero, Ambaro, Gola. We are not in a position to list all hotspot areas. We only mentioned a few, but we cannot exhaust all the areas where the schools are likely to have water challenges of up to 35%. Then in agro-pastoral areas, Moyano, Sorono, Marsabit, Karare, Sagante, Gardesa, and other areas within those regions. 18,900 children in pastoral areas and 10,800 children in agro-pastoral areas are affected. That means they will not be having access to clean water. 18,000 in pastoral areas and 10,800 in agro-pastoral areas. Messaging. We should be passing messages of efficient use of available water to schools, prudent use of the little water resources that they have, then mobilize for resources with the state and non-state partners to provide water storage facilities. These plastic tanks, even the collapsible type, the portable collapsible water tanks, these are the ones which are to be provided. The departments are County Department of Education, State Department of Basic Education and Early Learning, Interior, and the County Administration Department. We can use community barazas, sub-county steering groups, local radio stations, IEC materials, electronic mail, and WhatsApp. 3. Is about another issue related to flash floods, related to drought, reduce food preparation rates in schools by 35% in pastoral areas and 20% in agro-pastoral areas due to limited access to water. Food could be available. The Ministry of Education, the State Department of Basic Education and Early Learning could be running the school meals program. Food is available, but it may not be prepared in schools because of scarcity of water. The County Department of Education will be providing the CSD Plus. It's available in schools, but due to water scarcity, food preparation in schools may not take place. The activities, the revamped school feeding program, water tracking to schools. The pastoral areas mentioned are those ones. The agro-pastoral are those ones. The same number of children are affected. 18,900 children in pastoral areas may not be able to benefit from the school feeding program. And 10,800 children in agro-pastoral areas, schools located within those areas may not be able to benefit from the available school feeding program. The food commodities are available, but because of water, the preparation may not be possible. So mobilize resources with state and non-state actors to enhance access to water and improve the hygiene practices in schools. Those are the departments, and those are the media mode of communication. Flash floods. 5% of school infrastructure in flood-prone areas are damaged. We can't go beyond that because even during the heaviest El Ninos that we have ever had, damage to school infrastructure in terms of classrooms, flooding of toilets, kitchen, stores, learning materials, ICT infrastructure has never been so high. So we are limiting ourselves to 5%. Refurbishment and reconstruction of damaged facilities, rehabilitation of buried school compounds.
So with floods, school compounds and access roads are usually guarded. Access to schools becomes a problem. The playground may not be there because they are guarded and children may not be able to do their plays. The affected areas are Golgo, Chelakole, Batarero, Ambalo, and Tudbori, Dambalafachana, Sololo, Golole, Anona, Torbi, Jalbi, Maligis area, and areas around Garani as well as Rogonogo. Actually, as we are speaking, not because of the rains, but because of the rising levels of Lake Turkana waters, we have already lost 2 ECDs, primary schools and junior schools. That is Moite and Layedi. These are schools built along the shores of Lake Turkana. Not Layedi, is it Komote? Nikomote. So Komote and El Moro Bay are today not accessible, and there are 3 schools in one: ECD, junior primary, primary, and junior schools. Around 5,425 children are likely to be affected by those floods. Messages, awareness creation to schools and the communities on safety measures during disaster and precautionary measures such as moving learners to safer zones. Sometimes we can even move them and host them within a school which is not affected by the floods. The county departments, the basic education, early learning, Ministry of Interior, county department of administration, because of the administrators as well as the DRR unit. These are the relevant departments, and the message is done like that. Strong winds. Normally, when rains are beginning in most parts of our county, particularly areas which had previously experienced high temperatures, the onset of rains normally comes with very strong winds. And these strong winds blow away roofs of classrooms, they damage school fences, they blow roofs of the toilets, and the dormitories, the kitchen, the stores, and the other school infrastructure. 5% of the schools infrastructure damaged. We escape that part? Okay. Golbo, Sololo, those are the areas where we are expecting to have strong winds. But in the areas of Chalbi, areas surrounding the Chalbi Desert, even without the rains, there are normally very strong desert storms, sandy desert storms, which affect those areas. Around 5,425 children are likely to be affected. Awareness creation to school community on safety measures to disaster and precautionary measures that need to be taken. Those are the relevant departments. Then likely conflict, resource-based conflict can lead to around 2% disruption of learning due to depletion of due to displacement of communities along communal and Kenya-Ethiopia borders. I think the school that is worst affected by this is Garwole in Dukana Ward. I think that school is closed for the last 10 years. And then, just last term, Abo, Wangogoda, Gomonde, these schools were actually closed temporarily for around 2 or 3 weeks because of incursions from the Ethiopian side.
So, Anona.
Huh?
Anona also?
Yes, Anona also.
Yeah, Abo is talking about, yeah. Abo is part of Anona.
Okay. So because of incursions from the other side, schools were closed for almost 2 to 3 weeks. Right now, as we are speaking, areas around Balesaru, Yibo, displacement of communities have taken place. There is a lot of uncertainty as far as security is concerned in that region. And there are a number of ECD centers, particularly the standalone ECD centers, which have not been opened up to now. This we are in the third week of the term, they are yet to open. So Butiye, the areas is, our intention is to strengthen child-led peace initiatives amongst the affected communities. Areas affected are Butiye, Obu, Sololo, Uran, Forole, El Hadi, Yukanna, Balesaru, Garwole, Kob Adi, Anona, Abo. These are settlements along the border. But areas touching on intercommunal borders, we are also supposed to mention. Areas around Kargi by Kona, like that. So around 2,000 learners are affected. Awareness creation to the public on peaceful coexistence, enhance community-based surveillance and conflict resolution mechanisms. Those are the departments and those are the ways we do the messaging. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director, for that good presentation. Job well done.